Dan, I'm glad you came downstairs and allowed me to video you. Will you tell us, it is January 4th?
January 4th.
January 4th, and how did you do? I mean, you were out there for a couple of hours, I think. And
yesterday, when we got here, it was, I guess the air temperatures were in the 30s, and we went down. I didn't have much hope, really, of catching anything, but, you know, it's the way it is. We got out there, and we did hit a number of brown trout. And surprisingly, they were very active hits. They weren't slow. They weren't sluggish, and they were all caught close to the bottom and close to the shore. They weren't out in the deeper water. They weren't out in the current. I wouldn't say they were in slack, but right where the greenish area of the river starts to drop off into the shoreline, where you can see it, where you can see the edge, and that's where they were. We fished about 45 minutes. That's about all, and had 4 very nice brown trout, all on an imitation. Was a bubblegum colored artificial worm, and it was on a size 10 ultra fine blued hook with no barb. The ones with the barb are too hard to remove. You have to make them barbless. And when we stopped fishing, came over, get some sandwiches at the Slate Run prime rib emporium of the world, and and then went back and actually, it was Tom said, you ought to be out there at 4 o'clock, and I thought he was a little crazy, but we went out right before dark, right where Slate Run comes in, and again for about a half hour, they were extremely active, as active as I've had fish in warmer water. We took a water temperature this morning. The air temperature then was in the 20s. And we took a water temperature. I did fish it this morning early. Water temperature was 38, and I didn't do anything this morning. So this morning was a no-go. I think it was just a little too cold. So this afternoon may be a different story. And again, I was using what I use in this kind of water when it gets like this. I use a 10-foot graphite spinning rod. And that also allows me to use any type of nymph I want to use. And a lot of times what the nymph I use is some pattern of stonefly. And I've found that there are either two, for me, and it's probably just the way I fish, there are either two ways. It's either very large or very small. It seems like the in-between sizes, they become very selective on those, and I'm anxious to get out here to do. I did leave all my big streamers at home, but I'm anxious to get out with this high water to use streamers, and I've also found that the high water in this river is the better water.
What do you think of the level of pine right now, and the clarity?
The clarity it's clearer than I ever thought it would be. It looked like a western stream. The whole thing is clean. The whole thing is
that's great.
As pristine. I mean, if you had to take a month off, man, I think it'd be January and February and March.
It's wonderful this time of year. I agree.
Oh, this is the only time of year.
What was the mix of the trout that you caught? Were they
7 browns and 1 rainbow?
7 browns.
And
what do you think of the quantity of fish out here right now?
There are probably as many fish out here now there are in a hatchery in Pennsylvania. They're just all over the place.
Yeah,
they're all over the place. At this point, it's the destination. I would fish this river over almost anything in the east. Period.
Yep. Dan, thank you very much.
Well, it's been a pleasure. It's a quality fishery. just gotten with the stocking program and the catch and release program. It's going way beyond. I think it's going way beyond what Tom expected and what anybody expected. It's good. It's good to see. There it is.
Thanks again.
You're welcome.
And have a great time
I'm
this
going to do
afternoon.
that.